For 4 long years, Burkina Faso's national football team, l'Étalon, could not play at home. Their own stadium was suspended by FIFA and CAF for not meeting international standards. Despite being a football powerhouse in Africa, they had to play their home games thousands of miles away in Morocco. Under the leadership of Captain Ibrahim Traoré, everything changed. Before we continue, hit that like button to support our video. Every great project starts with a spark. In Burkina Faso, that spark came from a leader who believed sports could do more than entertain. It could unite a nation and inspire a continent. This architect of tomorrow was not a politician in a suit, but a leader who walked among the people, listening to their dreams. One day, standing in the old crumbling stadium in Ouagadougou, he had a vision, a world-class venue that would bring the world to Burkina Faso. He wanted to create a facility that meets FIFA and CAF standards, capable of hosting international tournaments like the Africa Cup of Nations. But this was not just about football. The vision was to build a symbol of Burkina Faso's potential, a place where youth could dream, where communities could gather, and where the nation could show the world it did not need foreign influences to shine. But there was one major obstacle. The top stadium in Burkina Faso, the Stade du Fort out in Ouagadougou, named after the historic date of August 4th, which marks a significant moment in Burkina Faso's political history, was once the pride of the nation. Built in 1984, this stadium had been the beating heart of Burkinabe football for decades. Back then, the stadium was a simple place where people gathered to watch football and celebrate local events. It could hold about 15,000 fans, which was enough for local matches but not for big international games. The l'Étalon, Burkina Faso's national team, played there, and the energy was always high, with fans cheering loudly. However, over time, the stadium started to wear out. By the 2000s, the stadium had become a shadow of its former glory. Not long after, by March 2019, something devastating happened. FIFA suspended the stadium for failing to meet international safety and quality standards. The Burkinabés were heartbroken. Their national team, their pride and joy, suddenly became homeless in their own country. The problems were not just surface level. There were serious structural issues, inadequate lighting systems, substandard playing surfaces, poor drainage, and safety concerns that made it impossible for international matches to be held there. The situation was so bad that l'Étalon had to play their crucial African Cup of Nations qualifiers and World Cup qualifying matches in foreign countries, primarily in Morocco. For football fans in Burkina Faso, this was more than just an inconvenience. It was a national embarrassment. Football is life in West Africa, and when your team cannot even play at home, it cuts deep into the national consciousness. So the government decided to renovate the stadium. The idea to fix the stadium came in the early 2020. Burkina Faso wanted to show it could compete with bigger African countries like Nigeria or Senegal, which have modern stadiums. The plan was to make the Stade du Fort out a place that could host big events like Africa Cup of Nations games or even World Cup qualifiers. The goal was not just to build a better stadium, but to bring back pride and show the world what Burkina Faso could do. The project aimed to keep the stadium's history alive while making it modern and strong. The old stadium held memories of local heroes and big matches, but it was not up to global standards. The new plan was to increase the seating to 40,000, add better facilities for players and fans, and make sure it met FIFA and CAF rules. This meant things like a smooth field, good lighting, and safe seating. The project also wanted to honor Burkina Faso's culture using designs that reflected local traditions. This project was not just about football, it was about giving Burkina Faso a place to shine. But this is where everything gets even more complex. The renovation of the Stade du Fort actually began in 2021 under the previous administration. Massive funds were allocated for the project, and there was hope that the stadium would soon reopen its doors. However, what followed was a scandalous corruption case that left the project on hold. Money disappeared, work was left incomplete, and the stadium remained in no man's land. The previous government's handling of this project became a symbol of the systemic corruption that had plagued Burkina Faso for years. But everything changed when Traore became the country's leader. When Ibrahim Traoré came to power in September 2022 through a military coup, he inherited this mess along with many other challenges facing the nation. But what sets Traoré apart from many other leaders is his hands-on approach and his commitment to completing projects that directly benefit the people. At just 36 years old, this young captain has become one of Africa's most talked about leaders. He has been described by international media as building the persona of a pan-Africanist leader, determined to free his nation from what he regards as the clutches of Western imperialism and neo-colonialism. But what makes Traoré different is that he does not just talk, he delivers. And the Stade du Forêt project became one of his first major tests in showing that his administration could accomplish what previous governments could not. Traoré personally supervised the completion of the stadium renovation. It was not just a case of a leader signing documents from his office. He was actively involved in ensuring the project moved forward efficiently and transparently. So what exactly did they accomplish? The renovation of the Stade du Forêt was comprehensive and thorough. The entire pitch was completely redone with modern drainage systems and high-quality grass that meets FIFA standards. The playing surface is now perfectly level and provides optimal conditions for professional football. One of the major issues that led to the original suspension was inadequate lighting, but this has been completely transformed. The new lighting system meets international standards for televised matches and evening games, with uniform illumination across the entire field that rivals any stadium in Europe or America. The seating areas were completely renovated with improved safety features, better accessibility for disabled fans, and enhanced comfort. The capacity and safety standards now meet CAF Category 3 requirements, meaning this stadium can host the biggest matches in African football. Modern security systems were installed throughout the facility, including comprehensive CCTV coverage, improved crowd control mechanisms, and emergency response systems that meet international standards. But most importantly, for the global reach of Burkinabe football, the stadium now features state-of-the-art media facilities that can handle international broadcast requirements. We are talking about modern press boxes and broadcasting equipment that will allow the world to see Les Étalons play at home in crystal clear, high definition. The locker rooms, training facilities, and player amenities were completely modernized to provide world-class conditions that rival what you would find at major European clubs. The transformation was staggering. Once a symbol of neglect, the Stade du Forêt is now a testament to Traoré's vision of self-reliance, funded through domestic resources like Burkina Faso's gold sector, which he has worked to nationalize. The project took about 4 years to complete, but the final push under Traoré's leadership brought everything together in a way that impressed international inspectors. After years of intense work and a final surge of progress under Traoré, the stadium stood ready, not just as a national achievement, but as one that could meet continental standards. And on July 1st, 2025, the Confederation of African Football officially approved the Stade du Forêt, giving it Category 3 status. This means that Burkina Faso can now host international matches at home again. Les Étalons can finally return to play in front of their home crowd for the first time in 4 years. The emotional significance of this moment cannot be overstated. For football fans in Burkina Faso, this moment represents the familiar surroundings, but from the energy and support of home crowds. The stadium's reopening also means that local fans can once again attend international matches without the expense and difficulty of traveling to other countries. This democratizes access to high-level football and reconnects the team with their grassroots support base. The timing is particularly significant because Burkina Faso has a crucial match against Egypt scheduled for September, which could now potentially be played at the renovated stadium in Ouagadougou instead of in a foreign country. But this is more than just sports infrastructure. The successful completion of the Stade du Forêt renovation represents something much larger for Burkina Faso under Ibrahim Traoré's leadership. One important thing is that it demonstrates competence and efficiency. Where previous administrations failed and were neck-deep in corruption, Traoré's team delivered results. This builds confidence among the population that their government can actually accomplish major projects. then it also represents national sovereignty. For years, Burkina Faso's national team was essentially in exile, dependent on other countries to host their home games. Now they have reclaimed their sporting independence. Besides that, it is an economic boost. A world-class stadium can host not just football matches, but concerts, cultural events, and other activities that generate revenue and create jobs for local communities. But most importantly, it improves Burkina Faso's international reputation. Having a CAF-approved stadium puts the country back on the map as a serious player in African football, potentially opening doors for hosting regional tournaments and other prestigious events. That achievement is no accident. It comes from a leadership approach that sees infrastructure not just as utility, but as a tool for national renewal. The stadium renovation fits into Ibrahim Traoré's broader vision for Burkina Faso's development. Since taking power, he has focused on practical, visible projects that directly improve people's lives. According to recent reports, under Traoré's leadership, Burkina Faso's GDP has grown from approximately $18 billion, $800 million, 0 cents, to $22 billion, $100 million, 0 cents in just 2 years. He has also launched major infrastructure projects including road construction, water management initiatives, and land restoration program. The stadium project represents Traoré's approach to governance, which is to identify critical needs, cut through bureaucratic hindrances, eliminate corruption, and deliver results that people can see and touch. But this project is not just about leadership, it is also about helping the economy. The renovated stadium will bring real benefits to the people and the city. The stadium renovation and its ongoing operations will have significant economic impacts on Ouagadougou and Burkina Faso more broadly. Modern stadiums are economic engines that create jobs across multiple sectors. Stadium operations require security personnel. When international matches are held, thousands of visitors will come to the city, boosting hotels, restaurants, transportation, and retail businesses. The economic multiplier effect is substantial, with every dollar spent at the stadium generating additional economic activity throughout the local economy. A world-class stadium can also host concerts, cultural events, and other sports beyond football, creating additional revenue streams throughout the year. The facility will also enable better training programs and youth development initiatives that can produce the next generation of football talent for Burkina Faso. The stadium can even become a tourist attraction itself, drawing football fans and architecture enthusiasts from across the region who want to see this remarkable transformation firsthand. But not just in Burkina Faso. The successful renovation of the Stade du Foiraout also has implications beyond Burkina Faso's borders. It positions the country as a potential host for regional tournaments and matches involving other West African nations. This could be particularly significant given the political dynamics in the region. Burkina Faso, under Traoré's leadership, has been part of the Alliance of Sahel states, alongside Mali and Niger, countries that have also experienced military coups and are pursuing more independent foreign policies. Having world-class sports infrastructure could make Burkina Faso an attractive neutral venue for regional sporting events, potentially hosting matches for neighboring countries and contributing to regional integration through sports diplomacy. However, one aspect that deserves recognition is the apparent focus on sustainability and modern technology in the renovation. While specific details about green technology integration are not fully available, modern stadium renovations typically incorporate energy-efficient LED lighting systems and climate control where applicable. They mostly include rainwater harvesting systems and efficient irrigation for pitch maintenance, along with modern waste processing and recycling systems for large events. The project also likely improved public transportation access and parking facilities to reduce environmental impact. These features not only meet international standards, but also demonstrate Burkina Faso's commitment to sustainable development practices. The successful completion of the Stade du Foiraout renovation raises questions about what other infrastructure projects might be on the horizon under Traoré's leadership. Given his administration's apparent efficiency in project execution, there is speculation about potential expansion of sports infrastructure to other cities in Burkina Faso. There is also the possibility of Burkina Faso bidding to host regional tournaments or even positioning itself as a backup venue for continental competitions. With a proven track record of delivering world-class facilities, the country could become a reliable option for CAF when other venues face challenges. Beyond its national impact, the story of the Stade de Traore renovation offers valuable lessons for other African countries facing similar infrastructure challenges. Direct involvement and commitment from top leadership can break through bureaucratic obstacles and ensure project completion in ways that delegation simply cannot achieve. The difference between the failed previous attempts and the successful completion under anti-corruption-focused leadership demonstrates that corruption must be eliminated for major projects to succeed. Projects that directly connect to national identity and pride can generate public support and momentum that carries them through difficult periods. Meeting international standards is absolutely possible with proper planning, execution, and commitment to excellence. And infrastructure projects can be tremendous opportunities to develop local expertise and capabilities. The successful renovation and CAF approval of the Stade de Traore also represents a soft power victory for Burkina Faso. In an era when the country faces international criticism over its military, government, and security challenges, delivering a world-class facility that meets international standards demonstrates competence and capability. This success could help improve Burkina Faso's international standing and provide a positive narrative to counter some of the negative coverage the country has received. Sports infrastructure, while looking ordinary, can be an important component of a country's international reputation. The Stade de Traore is more than a stadium, it is a sign of what Burkina Faso can do. It started as an old, broken place and became a world-class arena that can hold 40,000 people and host big events. This change shows how a country facing tough times can still dream big and make those dreams real. The stadium brings pride to Burkina Faso, giving people a place to come together and feel strong. Captain Ibrahim Traoré has demonstrated that with the right approach, African countries can deliver world-class infrastructure that meets the highest international standards. The fact that this was accomplished while dealing with significant security challenges and economic constraints makes it even more impressive. For the people of Burkina Faso, July 1st, 2025 marks the beginning of a new chapter. Les Étalons are coming home. The stadium that was once a symbol of national embarrassment has been transformed into a source of pride. The future looks bright because of this project. The stadium can now host major tournaments like the Africa Cup of Nations, putting Burkina Faso in the spotlight. It is already leading to new ideas, like building more sports schools or cultural centers. The money it makes from games and events can help pay for schools, hospitals, and roads. The stadium is just the start of what Burkina Faso can do when its people work as a team. The upcoming match against Egypt in September will be more than just a football game. It will be a celebration of what is possible when leadership, determination, and national willpower come together. This story should inspire other African nations facing similar challenges. If Burkina Faso can transform a failed, corruption-plagued project into a world-class facility that earns international approval, then similar achievements are possible elsewhere on the continent. It is also a message to young people across the continent. You can create, lead, and succeed. The stadium is proof that Africa's story is about more than challenges. It is about hope, hard work, and big wins. What is next for the Stade de Traore? It could become a place where the world comes to see football, music, and culture. It is already changing how people see Burkina Faso, from a country with problems to one with big dreams. And projects like this change how the world thinks about Africa. What do you think about this incredible transformation? Have you been following Ibrahim Traoré's leadership in Burkina Faso? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you found this story as inspiring as we did, make sure give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We are covering the most important stories from across Africa that deserve global attention. Hit that notification bell so you never miss our latest videos, and check out the other videos in our channel about other major events happening across West Africa. Right now, until next time, keep believing in the power of African leadership and innovation.